Piquet. 6th is Rennie Arnoux. There's still a long way to go, but it doesn't look to me, with only about 9 cars left, as though there are going to be any changes in the remainder of this race.
Highlights of the Canadian Grand Prix tonight. It comes after the golf. That's at approximately 12:15 on BBC Two. If that's a little too late for you, let me remind you that you can see highlights tomorrow early evening, 5:55, also on BBC Two. 6 Refuge Assurance League matches today. Let's catch up on all the news with the cricket scoreboard.
Derby and Sussex, and as you may have seen earlier on our Grandstand programme, victory by 3 wickets for Derbyshire thanks to an unbeaten 55 by Tim Bowler. Leicestershire against Essex at Chelmsford. Leicester lost 5 for 110 against the league leaders. Then tail-ender Winston Benjamin stepped in with an unbeaten 41. But openers Gooch and Hardy quickly took Essex past the century mark. Lancashire and Glamorgan at Blackpool. Lancashire's Neil Fairbrother just completed an unbeaten century in 71 balls before his side ran out of overs. Somerset and Kent, and what an afternoon at Bath, with Somerset's Chris Taveray making 110 against his former county, and Richard Davis taking a remarkable 5 for 52 for Kent with his slow left-arm spin. Warwickshire and Worcester at Edgbaston. Martin Weston and Tim Curtis put on 111 for Worcester's first wicket. That was the end of the fireworks till Graham Dilley captured the first 2 Warwick wickets with only 14 on the board. Yorkshire and Gloucester at Headingley. Richard Blakey with 73 and 52 from David Bairstow gave Yorkshire a fighting chance. Then Andy Stovvold and Jeremy Lloyds produced an opening stand of 93 for Gloucestershire. And in the tour match, Northamptonshire against Australia, fast bowler Merv Hughes tore the heart out of Northamptonshire's batting with 5 for 37. But he didn't get Wayne Larkins, who made 84. And well out of the match, Cambridge University against Nottinghamshire, a century here in 195 balls for Cambridge opener Stephen James.
Well, we've just heard that Northampton's captain Alan Lamb may miss Thursday's second test at Lord's against the Australians. Lamb, who hit a century in the Headingley test, says an X-ray on his damaged hand has given him only a 50-50 chance of playing. Better news for England, though, came this morning when skipper David Gower said he would be fit after having a cortisone injection to his injured shoulder. In the big build-up to Wimbledon, the top names have been battling it out around the country. In London, world number 1 Ivan Lendl won the Stella Artois Championship at Queen's, beating South Africa's Christo van Rensburg 4-6, 6-3, 6-4. In Scotland, the meeting between John McEnroe and Jimmy Connors turned out, as they promised, into a real battle. An argumentative McEnroe eventually won the Bank of Scotland Championship 7-6, 7-6. And at Edgbaston, Martina Navratilova beat Zina Garrison 7-6, 6-3 in the final of the Dow Classic. In golf, closer to home, Britain's Mark James has won the English Open at the Belfrit. He shot a final round 68 for an aggregate 279 to win by 1 shot from Australia's Craig Parry and Britain's Eamon Darcy and Sam Torrance, who tied on 280. The final round of the US Open tonight to look forward to. Live coverage on BBC Two, 10:05. Hope you'll join us then. Bye-bye.
It's a popular fallacy that all you see on the telly in the summer is a load of old repeats. In fact, there are loads of really brilliant shows on, like Alexei Sayle stuff, that's one. Well, it has been on once before, but I bet you never watched it, did you? Well, it was always on when I was out at me hamster strangling class, so I never got the chance. Well, you've got the chance again now, tonight, on BBC Two at 9:05. I mean, it's won 2 major awards, and when it first went out, all the critics said it was 8.5 months ahead of its time. So that means that now all the jokes are really topical.
Over on BBC One now, Val Doonican's Homeward bound to Ireland, and this week he visits the Giant's Causeway and Derry with James Galway and talks to the singer Mary Black. Here on 2 in 35 Minutes, we look back to yesterday's Trooping the Colour ceremony in London, when Her Majesty the Queen took the salute on Horse Guards Parade. Now, the last programme in the present series of the Money programme examines the changes taking place in managing Midland.
This week's Money programme, Managing Midland. The Midland Bank is trying to chart a new course in banking to regain its lost preeminence. But has Chairman Sir Kit McMahon got the strategy right? Fantastic bonus, how to motivate your staff without having to give them oodles more money. And a summer dream. In this, our last programme of the series, we ask what the Chancellor might look forward to while we're away. But first, the new course for Midland.
Change can be scary, it can be frightening, but worse, I think worse than change, the most scary thing of all is uncertainty.
We've been told that, well, we're currently in this position, we want to be in a totally different one, but we're not telling you yet how we're going to get from here to there, and so people have been left to work out what the implications will be for them.
We have a bank that's made up of around 40,000 people. Those 40,000 people need to understand why we're doing this. They need to share the vision, they need to understand the goal, and they then need to buy into it, hearts and minds.
Job losses, I think, are programmed into the reorganisation. Staff feel that anyway. They think they're going to lose their jobs.
Well, there's a risk in whatever you do. There's a risk in doing nothing for too long, if you like. I mean, there's always a risk. And if you want to succeed in a highly competitive world, and I repeat, the world of banking and financial services could hardly be more competitive than it is, you